That's your traffic for the Voice Radio Network.
CJ Hunt and Roy Wood Jr., good morning. It's Bill and Jessica. Hold on. Roy Wood, is this Roy Wood Jr. used to do our prank calls? Is this Roy? Is this
me?
Let me tell you something. When I got the email that you guys were doing a radio tour, man, you know how fast I jumped on this?
He said yes.
I haven't had a chance to come down there in the land of crab cakes and heat waves to kick it with y'all yet.
Man, Roy Wood, we love you. We miss you. Yes, absolutely. How the hell you been? Sorry, CJ. I'm just we got to talk to our old pal a minute.
I am smiling ear to ear. Roy Wood Jr. is one of the most famous comedians in the country. He's a Daily Show star, and when I tell people he's our executive producer, some people are like, yeah, but remember his work on the radio?
Yes.
Like, oh, yeah, I love it.
Let me tell you something. Roy Wood used to do prank phone calls for our morning show, and we used to, keep up. He had his show on TBS. Was it Steve Byrne?
Yeah, Sullivan & Son with Steve Byrne.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look, Roy Wood, man, miss you.
We
Miss
go
you,
way
dog.
back.
Indeed.
I was just looking at your interview with President Barack Obama. Man, look at you.
Amazing.
Roy also keeps these things secret. Roy doesn't even broadcast this. He'll be just on some show with me, and then I'll be like, "Hey, Roy, did you talk to the president last night?" Roy has everything going on.
Hold on a minute. Is there somebody else on the call? No, I'm kidding.
No, but that's what makes it so cool to be able to work with CJ, because he is a guy that has been, number one, this is a story he's been following since before we met at the Daily Show. And I think for, CJ, 5-6 years, you've been looking at this thread, a Confederate monument. Mm-hmm. And it was so interesting to me because at the Daily Show, we get to explore how the problem happened or what the solution is to the problem. With this explores all of that, and then gets into the people and why do you believe what you believe, even when you have a new truth in front of you that refutes that. And so that it was a no-brainer for me to sign up for this. Also, because CJ was the one that was going to be out there doing all the interviews and taking all the risks, I was like, cool, I can just sit back and watch edit.
Well, is this like a different role for you, Roy? Like, I mean, executive producer, kind of like behind the scenes. I mean, you're normally the funny guy, in front of the camera.
Yeah, and that part of it was interesting because, CJ is funny in his own regard. But it was also about, okay, well, what's the story that we're trying to tell here? What is it that we're trying to do? And also the other difference with the documentary, you like with the Daily Show, I know what I want to do because I only got 4 minutes to tell the story. With the doc, you have to go wherever the truth and the story takes you. I'm sure when CJ sat down to do this in 2015, he didn't know that Charlottesville was going to happen, and then George Floyd was going to happen, and then there would be this new reckoning about Civil War and monuments and mascots and street names.
Yeah.
So that's part of it. It's interesting because the story is never really done. You just kind of have to stop shooting.
Right.
When we first started this, and, I would say, hey, I'm making a film about how far some folks will go to hang on to Confederate monuments in New Orleans. People were like, yeah, that's cute, a cute little local story. We didn't know that Donald Trump was going to be elected. We didn't know that Charlottesville was going to happen. We didn't know that folks would be insurrectionists and attack the Capitol and carry the banner of the very Confederacy that we were filming, So the story starts early and gets incredibly dark. And the reason I needed to bring Roy on, besides loving working with him in our day job, is, as you just said, everyone who knows Roy's comedy knows he's able to walk that line. When you watch a stand-up special from Roy, it's like you're watching the best comedian and you're also watching the public intellectual be able to bring people to understand why police violence is such a shame and our inaction is such a shame. So with Roy, and the fact that he's from Birmingham, and his album begins with, if we take down the Confederate flag, in my mind, I was like, I need Roy to help balance me out. Like, how do we make jokes after we show Charlottesville in the film? And Roy was really instrumental in helping me shape that voice.
Right. No, absolutely. Well, we went on to the website and POV.org, PBS, and we saw the trailer that you did, and CJ just does a great job. Again, CJ Hunt, director of the Neutral Ground, and you actually are the one, you go around and, it's basically covering taking down these statues and, kind of like the background and talking to people. And, it's definitely very interesting. Something probably everybody should watch, I think.
Thanks. The reactions we get, we get three reactions. One, which is, that was funny. That's great. And then two, that was terrifying, and normally 1 and 2 go together. And then 3, this should be in schools. And I think, and it's because we do so much work with the documents and try to make those documents fun and engaging and like you get pulled in. Most of us did not learn this in school. We had to memorize facts about the Magna Carta and Hammurabi's Code, but we never studied the founding documents of the Confederacy, the one nation that tried to break away from America. We never figured out, like, hey, did they write anything on paper? And when you read that stuff, it is full of just slavery, slavery, slavery. We have a state's right to keep slaves as property. The North will not give back our slaves. And, if our film can contribute one thing, it should be this section in schools of we don't need to keep talking about individual soldiers' motivations or some letter that Lee wrote. Let's talk about what the Confederacy put on paper.
Well, I think my favorite part of the trailer, the preview to the show, was when you're on there talking and you were like, well, they're talking about voting to take, these statues down. But once, they find out, the racial, tones behind it. And once they find out how racist, some of these things really are, it'll be fine. Of course, they'll want to take them. They'll want to take them down. And then the guy starts laughing. And you're like so serious. Like, why are you laughing? What are you talking about? That right there is an eye opener.
That guy is my father. My father is in this film, dunking on me, laughing in my face, because the 2015 CJ who made this film genuinely believed that if we can get enough facts out there, if we can get enough truth out there, bigots will change their minds.
Well, hey, look, once people realize, what they really mean, and who's really behind, these statues that everybody is like, oh, these statues. Once people realize, of course, they'll want to take them down themselves, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what some innocent person would, naive person would think. And the way that you did it in the show was just great. It was just definitely an eye opener.
Yeah, Roy and I talk about this all the time. Like, a lot of folks don't want to know truth if truth is hard. We can't even agree on truth.
Yeah.
So the film is like a black light. It's like, if you can turn this on and see white supremacy here, dear God, are you going to look around the rest of the hotel room? Like, no one really wants to turn on a black light in a hotel room because it might be everywhere.
Yeah,
you have to reckon with the new truth, and that can be a lot, especially for something that you hold near and dear. I have Uncle Derek, who used to be a dog catcher in Clarksville, Mississippi. And I remember as a child, he would pull up to my grandma's house in the middle of the day and sit for 2 hours and play with us and eat barbecue, and I was like, he is the coolest dude ever. And then I got older, and I'm like, oh my God, he just wasn't doing his job. He was a lazy sack. My uncle on the clock was eating barbecue and drinking beer. That was not a good example, Uncle Derek. And so now you have to reckon with that as a 42-year-old. You weren't cool. You were lazy.
Right.
It's not even that, Roy. It's like, America right now is having to reckon with its Uncle Derek that we've put on the highest pedestal. And it's not even like, turns out Uncle Derek was negligent in his work. It's like, turns out Uncle Derek was trafficking humans for decades. Turns out Uncle Derek attacked the government so he could form his own country to keep attacking humans, and wrote many, many manifestos about how much he loved trafficking humans and how it was God's will. It's like, we need to have a new space to think about Uncle Derek, and America struggles with that because it's like, if we recognize that Uncle Derek was trafficking humans, do we have to admit that our whole family's history is doing that Uncle Derek is part of a long lineage, and I think that's scary for folks.
Look, Roy Wood's getting ready to open up the phone lines and take some calls.
Yes.
Hey, look, again, definitely looking forward to checking out the Neutral Ground. When can we see it?
You can see it on July 5th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be on PBS. It's going to broadcast everywhere in the nation on July 5th, 9:30 p.m. And then you can follow us and different, cool things we're doing on all the socials at It's Not Neutral.
Very good, very good. Roy Wood, do you miss doing mornings? I just got to ask you that. Do you miss doing the morning radio thing?
I'd gotten out of mornings, enjoyed sleeping in, and then I had a child. So now I'm doing mornings again.
I see that.
So-
Yeah, right. It's just a little different form, but it's all good. Hey, congratulations on that, too. I saw the
Congrats.
picture up on your Facebook of you, the before and after, you holding your son, and, it was great. It was definitely
Yeah,
a Roy Wood
holding
fashion.
my son as a newborn while also playing a Sony PlayStation Vita in the hospital. Yes.
You got to commit to the bit.
My
You gotta
child
commit to
and
the
video
bit.
game.
You got to do that for the rest of. You got to do that for the rest of time now.
When's the last
My
time?
son is 28. I'm holding him while playing a PlayStation 9.
Right. A PlayStation 9. Hey, when's the last time you did a prank call?
It's been at least a decade. I tried to start back doing prank calls in like 2014, and I just realized it's a young man's game, and
Yeah.
I'm just not reckless enough. Also, I was touring a lot more, so people know where to show up to fight you now.
Wow. See, CJ, look, you got a big time. You got to get him more on camera on the Daily
Oh.
Show.
I'm just gonna. Roy does not need help getting on camera. This dude's about to be in a movie. He's on the Daily Show. He's on all these shows. He is a national treasure, and I'm excited to have him on the team. It's really
Absolutely. And how is it, Roy, doing, fitting everything in? What did you say, 4 minutes compared to being able to just turn the mic on and go? Totally different, huh?
Yeah, totally different. I mean, I will say this, radio and what I was able to do during my time there, I've never taken for granted, because what you don't have is a connection and a relationship with people every day that you cannot get from streaming, that you cannot get from a podcast. Thank you all for what you all do every day, because you're in the cars with people, you're at work with people, you're at home with people, and I sincerely miss it. I truly miss radio, but I also recognize there's a level of dedication required to it
Yeah.
that the Daily Show kept me from being able to do. I tried to double dip that first year at Daily Show. I was still trying to do afternoons in Atlanta.
I remember that. I remember. I followed you.
3G connection. Oh, my God. We tried.
Yeah. No. I remember it. Hey, yeah, thanks so much for the kind words. Have you talked to Buck Wild in a while?
I talked to Buck Wild probably 2 months ago. That is my mentor and my Obi-Wan, and he is of the long list of people who helped me along the way, and people who I will never be able to say thank you enough or show enough thanks to.
He ain't changed a bit, huh?
If I had like $200,000, man, I'd give him like $200,000. No, I think a Tesla would make me even with him.
Right.
Can we make that happen? Could we make that happen?
Yeah. All right, so watch the Neutral Ground, everybody. We need to watch that.
Right. No, absolutely. The Neutral Ground. If people want to follow you, how can they do that? Both you guys and the show.
Just the show. It's Not Neutral. It's Not Neutral. All our stuff is there. You can find us through the show's page. So just go to It's Not Neutral. And what's the website, TJ? Is it Neutral Ground Film?
It's neutralgroundfilm.com. If any of your people have folks really excited about the film in LA, we'll be in theaters July 2nd in LA. And then if not, we're going to be free everywhere, baby, on July 5th. So I hope folks watch it. If you're looking for resources in your classroom, if you're looking to help talk to your racist Uncle Derek, and mostly so we can get that Tesla money so Roy can get his Tesla.
Yeah, no,
Yep.
absolutely. And while you're at it, get one for my daughter too, because she won't stop talking about the Teslas. But I got radio. Hey, I got radio money, so you already know, Roy.
I'm also playing. We're on PBS. This is free. We are not getting Tesla money.
Yeah, right. Yeah. PBS is that man? Y'all had to land on the free channel. Ain't that jacked up?
I mean, it was important for us that this is nationwide. That it's not like, get a subscription. It's like this story is important. We want it public broadcast. We want it free for everybody, everywhere, in millions of households. And for that, we're willing to give up a Tesla.
Okay. I'll talk.
Yeah,
Hey, Roy,
I'll
I'll talk to you about it later, Roy. Hey, you guys have a great day. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The hottest music continues